I was the first to scam. No one can escape from a scamming compound, and if someone not agree to do a scam, then he must got beaten.
In 2022, more than $661 million was lost to scams in Singapore, and that was up by nearly $30 million from the previous year. And the most surprising insight to all of this is that young adults form the largest group of victims. Today, I'm working with Rice and Singtel to figure out why this problem isn't slowing down and how people continuously fall victims to scams. The best way to find out is to speak with a scammer. Fortunately, we managed to find an ex-scammer who agreed to speak with us under the condition of anonymity. We decided to set up a virtual meeting with him. Let's go. Hi Salam, before we start talking about scams, can I ask you a personal question? How did you become a scammer?
I don't want to scam. I was the first to scam. I got a job opportunity by overseas, but after I arrived, I figured out it's a scamming compound, and if someone not agree to do a scam, he must got beaten.
Wait, beaten? What exactly happened?
I saw some people that got beaten up very badly. They're bleeding, and some people are getting electric shock. So it's very terrible.
Was there a strategy in place? Like, did they tell you to look for any specific people?
Most of the time, 25 to 50 years old we targeted. We have to build a relationship with clients. It can be friend relationship, love relationship. And we also research their social media posts. Then we start talking with him, or like we figure out his likes, his dislikes, his lifestyle. They trust us, they love us, and they are ready to do everything we tell them to do.
So did you notice anything in common amongst the people that you scammed?
They are lonely, they don't have any family. Then we take the advantage of that situation. We tell them to invest a small amount or trading platform. When they successfully withdraw and they trust us, they put big amount, we just disconnect all the communication with the victims. It's a long process, that's why we call it people straying.
I never imagined scamming to be such a structured, even methodical process. But hearing Salam's story has led me to wonder, if they approach everyone with the same strategy, then why do we continuously fall for it? Today, I'm meeting with Ani, someone who recently fell victim to a scam.
And this guy that I previously worked with asked if anyone wanted to work this higher paying job. I did work with him before and it was legitimate, so I thought he was trustworthy. So I agreed.
What happened next?
He just asked me for my IC details, which was something he already had to help me register for the previous job. He used my IC details to sign up for like multiple mobile plans, and I didn't even know until this money lender company for the telco mailed me a warning letter to pay $1.8K in outstanding bills. Thankfully, the telco agreed to waive the bills because of the circumstances.
So looking back, Ani, what do you think is the biggest factor that made you fall for his scam?
I just wanted to work a job, get money, and in the process of getting scammed, scam victims don't realize or think that they're getting scammed. In the news, you always see it's old people getting scammed. This guy's profile picture looks the same age as me. So I thought, a scammer cannot be so young, right?
Ani's story was actually quite shocking for me because I too thought that scams mostly affected older people. I guess I just didn't think that scams would be so easy to fall for. So in order to gain better insight, I'll be bringing Ani to go meet an expert who deals with scams. Ani was basically scammed into giving up her IC details. I spoke to an ex-scammer recently, and there were a lot of consistencies between the way the scams were approached.
In Ani's case, the tactic used by the scammer is baiting. He basically tried to gain her trust by providing her with the initial job opportunity, and then he went in for the kill.
This sounds exactly like the pig butchering scam the ex-scammer was talking about. Why is it so successful?
This is because the scammers conduct in-depth research on social media on the victim to find out what the victim wants, be it money or love. And by doing so, the scammers know exactly what to say to the victim to scam them.
So if scammers are so skilled, how do we protect ourselves?
We can start building better habits to protect ourselves. Before sharing our information, we can check in with someone that we trust. There are other forms of protection as well. For instance, having a secure network to prevent phishing and to install VPN, antivirus to protect our devices.
Is there any way at all for us to expose these scammers?
The scammers can belong to a syndicate. My advice would be to report the matter to the police because we never know who we are dealing with.
The conversations have really brought to me a new perspective on scams, and it was very frustrating to learn how thorough the scams were becoming. But to give up on this fight is simply not an option. Like Razwana mentioned, in order to stay ahead of the scams, you really have to start building up better habits in order to protect yourself. With all that being said, I can only hope that the day will come where we don't have to second guess our decisions or to be made victims for being too trusting.